Three most haunted school lockdown stories. School lockdowns are always stressful for students. But imagine if the lockdown wasn't caused by an armed intruder, but by something paranormal. Something that Tonight we'll explore three of the most haunted school lockdown stories. Experiences that blur the line between reality and nightmare. The screaming hallway. It was a normal Friday afternoon in a calculus class. Students were half asleep, waiting for the weekend, when the loudspeaker suddenly crackled to life. The principal's voice was trembling as he spoke. Lockdown! The teacher shut off the lights, hurried everyone into the corner, and tried to stay calm. But only a few seconds later, the entire hallway erupted with a horrifying scream. It wasn't the scream of a student. It wasn't even human. It sounded warped, like a man and woman screaming at the same time. Then came the footsteps, dragging slowly across the lockers until they stopped. Right outside the classroom door, someone began pounding on it. And then, a deep whisper slipped through the crack. "Let me in." Two girls started crying. The entire class froze. For nearly 20 minutes, they sat in pitch darkness, listening to that faint breathing outside the door. When the all clear was finally given, police and staff swept the building. But here's the thing. Security cameras showed no one in the hallway at the time of the scream. And yet the audio system recorded the exact same blood-curdling shriek the students had heard. Story 2, the blood-stained window. This one happened during a stormy October afternoon. Students were eating in the cafeteria when the emergency lockdown was announced. Everyone was rushed into the multi-purpose room. While they waited in silence, a few students glanced out the tall windows and froze. Second floor of the school, behind one of the classroom windows, stood a figure, a man. His face was drenched in blood. Slowly, he raised his hand and began scrawling words across the glass. "I'm still here." Teachers tried to calm the students, but panic was setting in. Police searched the building top to bottom, but found nothing. The window was perfectly clean, no blood. The horrifying twist? Exactly 30 years earlier, a janitor had taken his life at that very window. According to old reports, his final message was scratched into the glass. The same words, "I'm still here." Story 3, the basement gunshot. This story comes from a 22-year-old intern who was back at his old high school. He was having lunch in a basement office when his phone buzzed with a lockdown alert. The problem? His office door had no lock. So he killed the lights, slid under his desk, and tried to stay quiet. Minutes passed, then footsteps. Someone entered the office. A man in a red shirt. His breathing was heavy. "Don't worry," the stranger whispered. "I'm hiding too." The intern almost believed him, until his phone buzzed with a text from a coworker upstairs. "Shooter in red shirt, stay hidden." His stomach dropped. Before he could move, a deafening gunshot exploded in the basement. The sound rattled through the pipes. The intern bolted upstairs where police had already secured the hallways. But when they swept the basement, they found nothing. No shooter, no shell casing, no trace anyone had been there at all. And yet the intern insists to this day, he saw the man in red, standing only a few feet away. Even creepier, school records revealed something disturbing. 20 years earlier, a teacher had been shot and killed in that same basement, wearing a red shirt. These stories remind us that lockdowns aren't always about physical danger. Sometimes, the school walls themselves are haunted by something much darker. Which story did you find the most chilling? Let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching.